Well, it's the crime that has rocked a megacity and shocked the globe.
A killing in broad daylight. UnitedHealth CEO Brian Thompson shot in the back.
It was just before sunrise on Wednesday, December 4, when Brian Thompson was assassinated.
You might think you know everything about the sudden death of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson in December 2024. The media plastered every detail of the ambush in New York. But what if that was just the beginning of a much darker story? What if the company behind the man had more to hide than any lone assassin?
New at 10, the Justice Department is investigating UnitedHealth Group for possible criminal medical fraud.
Department of Justice is carrying out a criminal investigation into UnitedHealth Group for possible Medicare fraud.
The company is under investigation for possible criminal Medicare fraud.
Just months before Thompson's murder, UnitedHealth Group was already in serious trouble. Thompson himself, along with Executive Chairman Stephen Hemsley, faced a massive insider trading lawsuit.
Is suing the company now in federal court, accusing it of artificially bumping up its stock price.
The lawsuit says the company gave investors misleading information just a day before UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson was shot and killed in New York.
They were accused of selling millions in stock right before a huge Department of Justice investigation hit the news.
Back here in the U.S., a report that the Justice Department is investigating UnitedHealthcare's billing practices for Medicare. UnitedHealthcare is now offering buyouts and facing potential layoffs, and stock shares have fallen more than 20% over the last 3 months.
Now, typically these insiders, maybe they buy like 50, 100 shares. You're Stephen Hemsley, returning CEO, who acquired 86,000 shares at 288.
New CEO Stephen Hemsley buys about $25 million worth of the company's stock, and the move higher comes after shares have taken major hits in recent sessions.
Then, right after Thompson's death, UnitedHealth's current CEO, Andrew Whitty, abruptly resigned, citing personal reasons.
News, UnitedHealth says Andrew Whitty stepping down as CEO. Saying for personal reasons, board chairman Stephen Hemsley is taking over as CEO.
His replacement, Stephen Hemsley, the same executive caught in the insider trading scandal. So, which is it? Was Brian Thompson's murder just a tragic act? Or did he know too much about UnitedHealth's alleged multi-billion-dollar scheme?
And just when you thought you have had enough, this guy, the new CEO, drops $25 million to buy the stock of UnitedHealth while everybody else is losing their minds.
And that wasn't all. Thompson's wife later revealed he had been receiving chilling threats, likely tied to his role in the company's shady practices. UnitedHealth isn't just a big healthcare company, it's a giant.
UnitedHealth Group, which is the parent company of UnitedHealthcare, is the 8th biggest company in the world by revenues. Today, low-income families spend close to a third of their income on health insurance premiums. It's not good. Leaked messages from whistleblowers have implied that workers are being told to stick within 1% of the algorithm's recommendation. The AI that's used to evaluate these claims is notoriously faulty, and they're currently undergoing a lawsuit which claims that it has a 90% error rate.
By 2022, weird patterns began showing up in the financials. Profits spiked. Patient risk scores jumped. Reporters started digging. A few whistleblowers came forward.
There is now another whistleblower that has come out, former UnitedHealthcare employee, blowing the whistle on what sure sounds to me like blatant criminal fraud perpetrated by UnitedHealthcare.
They told me every which way to deny this. But there was one day that I was approved a certain amount of monies. And that amount of monies could cover one claim. A big one, yes, but it could cover one big claim.
It was a strategy. One built not on care, but on clever coding and aggressive billing.
Imagine you wake up with blurry vision. Your doctor refers you to a specialist, but your insurance blocks the referral. Imagine your father has cancer. His doctor orders an MRI, prescribes chemotherapy. His insurance causes delay after delay. He dies. Imagine you have multiple sclerosis. Without warning, your insurance stops your medications.
No, you cannot give this drug.
so you become paralyzed. Before your doctor provides a treatment, your insurance requires them to prove it's necessary. This is often a time-consuming process that can cause dangerous delays. New York Times Opinion interviewed more than 50 doctors and patients. Their experiences suggest that insurance companies often weaponize this mundane process. Even everyday medications now require insurance approval.
ADHD medication.
Test strips for patients to be able to check their blood sugar. Chemotherapy. Prozac.
Insurance companies say that this process helps reduce the cost of expensive treatments, but what it's actually doing is creating a lot of expensive bureaucracy. UnitedHealthcare made $22 billion.
It has been breaking news all day, but tonight it is an all-out manhunt.
The investigation continues into the shooting. It didn't take long for social media to line up with questions about, well, who was Brian Thompson?
DOJ has launched an investigation into UnitedHealth.
In 2023, everything escalated. The Department of Justice launched a full-blown criminal investigation into UnitedHealth. Their focus? Whether the company had been gaming Medicare for years. The numbers were massive, and suddenly, the spotlight was on.
Behind me, you can see data from our call center operation of health-related activity occurs outside of the exam room. It's also what's happening at home.
Brian Thompson, the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, began getting threats. At first, it was subtle, but according to his wife, things quickly got darker. He stood behind the company's practices, defending them in interviews and investor calls. But privately, it's unclear what he knew or what he might have been planning to reveal. Thompson flew to New York for a meeting. Some believe it was about the DOJ case. Others say it was something even bigger. But by the end of that morning, he was dead. UnitedHealth was already in hot water, but after Thompson's murder, things started unraveling fast. On May 13, 2025, the new CEO, Andrew Whitty, suddenly resigned. No scandal, no press conference.
First and foremost, I want to reiterate just how immeasurably sad the tragic passing of Brian really is.
And in his place, the board brought back Stephen Hemsley, the former CEO, who had already faced more than his fair share of controversy. Hemsley was no stranger to crisis. Back in the mid-2000s, he was caught up in a stock options backdating scandal that cost UnitedHealth hundreds of millions. And now, just months before his return, his name popped up again, this time in a massive insider trading lawsuit. The accusation? That Hemsley, Whitty, and Thompson had sold off a combined $120 million in company stock using insider knowledge. Hemsley alone was accused of dumping $102 million worth of shares right before the stock took a dive. So why bring him back? Some say it was a panic move to calm investors. Others think it was something darker, that Hemsley was brought in not to fix the problem, but to contain it. After all, he helped build the very system now under investigation. Maybe he knew where all the bodies were buried, figuratively speaking. And the signs of trouble kept coming. Just before Whitty resigned, UnitedHealth suddenly pulled its financial guidance for 2025, blaming unexpected medical costs. But the timing? Too perfect to ignore. The DOJ investigation was heating up. The company's stock was tanking, and the leadership was crumbling. It started to feel less like a coincidence and more like a cover-up. Now, everything felt connected. Thompson's murder, Whitty's sudden exit, Hemsley's dramatic return. One after another, the dominoes were falling. Was Whitty just bailing before things got worse? Or did he know what was coming and want no part of it? And what about Hemsley? Was he really the only one who could steer the company through this storm, or was he there to bury the truth? As for Thompson, was he a casualty of bad timing, or did he know too much? His wife's claims about the threats make it hard to write off his death as just random violence. The DOJ wasn't slowing down either. If their case proved what some insiders had been whispering for years, that UnitedHealth had built a fortune on lies, it could lead to arrests at the highest levels. So the question became, who else knew? Were other executives involved? Were whistleblowers still hiding in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to come forward? For now, these questions remain unanswered. But as the DOJ's investigation continues, one thing is certain: the full story of what happened at UnitedHealth is far from over. And if there's one thing we've learned from this case, it's that even the most powerful corporations can't keep their secrets hidden forever.